Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to completely unpack Microsoft's wild, incredible journey. We're talking about the evolution from a scrappy little startup all the way to the digital behemoth that, let's be honest, is probably powering the exact device you're using right now. We're going to dive into the grand vision, the massive risks they took, and the major pivots that allowed a shockingly simple idea to completely reshape how humanity works, communicates, and really, how we imagine the future.
Okay, to really appreciate this, we have to set the stage. Let's contrast the stark reality of computing in the 1960s with a truly radical vision. Back then, computers were absolutely massive. I mean, they took up entire rooms, they cost millions of dollars, and they were strictly the domain of governments and huge corporations. The average person couldn't even fathom owning one. But two young dreamers, Bill Gates and Paul Allen, well, they didn't just see a clunky scientific tool. They saw a totally different future. A future with a personal computer for every single person. Section 1. The Personal Computer Dream. 1975 and the Altair 8800.
So, our story officially kicks off in 1975. A revolutionary little machine called the Altair 8800 hits the market, presenting an unprecedented opportunity. Now, for most people, it was just a complicated, totally useless box of electronics. But Gates and Allen realized something absolutely crucial early on. A computer without software, it was just an empty metal box. They needed to create the brain, the software, that set of operating instructions that actually makes the physical hardware do something useful for a human being.
So they boldly contacted the Altair company and offered to provide them with a basic programming language. But there was one massive glaring problem here. They hadn't actually written a single line of it yet. It was an unbelievable gamble. With limited time and resources, they were basically selling a product that literally did not exist. But working day and night, they somehow built it, demonstrated it, and miraculously, it worked. And right there, in that exact moment, Microsoft was born.
Section 2. The Smartest Licensing Decision, featuring the IBM partnership. Fast forward just a bit. IBM was an absolute powerhouse in the business world, and they desperately needed an operating system for their brand new line of personal computers. Microsoft saw a massive opening here. They acquired an existing operating system, improved it to create MS-DOS, and then pulled off what is arguably the greatest masterstroke in business history. Instead of locking themselves exclusively to IBM, Microsoft just licensed MS-DOS to thousands of other computer companies too. Literally overnight, they became the undeniable engine powering the entire global PC market.
But Gates knew that to reach literally everyone, computers had to be entirely foolproof. People did not want to memorize complicated text commands just to type a letter. So checking out this timeline, in 1985, they introduced Windows, and by 1990, Windows 3.0 changed absolutely everything. By replacing all that tedious typing with a mouse and simple clickable icons, Windows became the intuitive, easy-to-use foundation of the digital age for businesses, schools, and homes all over the world.
Section 3. Building the Windows Empire and Creating the Ecosystem.
By the time the 1990s rolled around, Microsoft realized that users needed a whole lot more than just a way to turn their computer on. They needed actual tools to get work done. So they brilliantly bundled Word, Excel, and PowerPoint together to create Microsoft Office. This created a completely inescapable ecosystem. Think about it. The more people used Windows, the more they relied on these everyday tools, which dramatically deepened Microsoft's grip on the market and made their software practically indispensable.
Section 4. Internet Wars and Antitrust, the battle for the web.
But as the mid-90s hit, a massive new threat emerged that challenged Microsoft's total dominance: the Internet. At the time, Netscape was the early pioneer and the undeniable market leader for exploring the web, while Microsoft's response was, to put it lightly, aggressive. Realizing the whole future was going to be online, they used their massive Windows monopoly to bundle their own newly created browser, Internet Explorer, directly into every single PC. It quickly swallowed the market whole and became the most popular browser on planet Earth.
However, you can't make moves like that without attracting some heavy scrutiny, which led directly to the massive 1998 antitrust case. The battle lines, as you can see here, were very clearly drawn. The U.S. government argued that Microsoft used its overwhelming Windows dominance specifically to crush market competition in an illegal way. Microsoft, on the other hand, strongly argued they were simply building successful products and competing fairly in an open market. It was a defining legal battle, and it really proved that immense success brings massive scrutiny and responsibility.
Section 5. Cloud Computing and AI. A new era begins. So, skipping ahead a bit,
With the explosive rise of smartphones and the internet fundamentally changing how we all connect, Microsoft found itself facing a crucial existential question. How does a company built entirely on personal computers survive when the PC is no longer the center of the digital universe? Honestly, it's the ultimate test of corporate survival.
Enter CEO Satya Nadella in 2014 with what turned out to be a massive game changer, the Nadella pivot. He came in and dramatically shifted Microsoft from just a software-in-a-box company into a complete, forward-looking technology platform. He recognized right away that they had to move beyond just Windows. He committed the company to heavy investments in cloud computing and fully embracing artificial intelligence. The very first major answer to their survival was cloud computing, specifically through Microsoft Azure. Basically, Azure provides unbelievably powerful computing without businesses ever needing to build their own expensive, complicated server rooms. Think of it kind of like renting incredible computing power over the internet instead of actually buying and maintaining it yourself. Now, companies globally can instantly store data and build apps from anywhere. Just like that, the PC pioneer transformed into a massive cloud giant.
And that cloud infrastructure seamlessly set the stage for their latest transformation, the AI revolution. Microsoft recognized early that machines capable of actually understanding human language and analyzing vast oceans of information would completely define the future. They invested heavily in intelligent tools, but here's the genius part. The grand strategy wasn't keeping AI locked away in some research lab, it was integrating it directly into the everyday products we all use, helping humans solve complex problems faster than we ever thought possible.
Section 6, The Secret to Survival, Microsoft Today. Today, millions of people interact with Microsoft technology every single day, whether it's across business, gaming, the cloud, or cutting-edge AI. I think the real lesson behind Microsoft's wild success is that big dreams absolutely can start small, but innovation requires profound courage. And ultimate survival? Well, that means continuous evolution and being perfectly willing to take massive risks. The greatest companies don't just win once. They survive because they constantly learn, adapt, and build for whatever comes next. So, I want to leave you with a final, really powerful thought that I think perfectly captures what it truly takes to build the modern digital world. The future belongs to those who are willing to create it. When you look back at Microsoft's incredible, multi-decade journey of continuous reinvention, you really have to ask yourself, what future are you willing to create? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating explainer with me, and definitely keep learning.